how the hell did I get here? That is a big, big question in my head right now after reading this book. I am really, really curious what has formed this girl, what has shaped this woman that I am, and how the hell did I get here? Hey guys, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? To my new subscribers, my name is pmmaipushe, and to my old subscribers, thank you for coming back day one. You guys already know the drill. You guys know that I appreciate your support so much, and if you're new and haven't subscribed, kindly click the red subscribe button down below to join this family. It's the Hot Stuff family, guys. It's a vibe this side, and yeah, I definitely hope you will subscribe and become a part of my channel. It's a vibe, guys. You won't regret it. I absolutely promise you guys. So yeah, if you are already liking what you are seeing, please do make sure that you click the red subscribe button down below. So guys, in today's video, as you guys can see by the title, I am going to be sharing the few things that I have learned from reading this book. My sister gave me this book when I went to the Rustenburg event with her, and I just finished it today in the morning. And I should say that I took a few nuggets from this book, and I am definitely going to be putting this book to practice. And yeah, I have learned quite a few things. And if you are someone that has been looking into buying this book but you were not sure, you needed a little bit of a push to get this book, I definitely would advise for you to stick around and hear the few things that this book has taught me. As a girl that is hard-headed, I highly recommend you get yourself this book. As a little girl who's still discovering who she is, get this book, child. Please get this book. But without wasting any more time, you can get into this video and just listen to the few things that this book has taught me. So let us start with a primer. This is how I start my makeup. So I have my mirror. Let me quickly prime my face, and we are going to get into the first point. So first thing that I have learned in this book is that social media is not a real place, guys. Social media is not a real place. We kind of forget that in as much as this person is showing this part of their life, there is another whole different life happening behind closed doors. And I'm not saying people that are on social media owe us their whole life or to show us all aspects of their life, but I always loved Boomie. I still do. I love her to death, but most of the content that I consume from her, especially on her YouTube, was videos of her and her man, and those used to just like give off this perfect couple vibes, and they modeled what a good relationship should maybe feel like. According to me, I whenever I spoke about, couples and how the amazing couples that I knew, or couples that showed me the kind of love that I want for myself, it has always been Boomie and Brandon. And I'm not saying that that has changed. I still think they have quite a nice relationship, but I used to think that they do not have issues. Okay, I used to think that they do not have issues. And there's a chapter in her book called The 7 Year Itch, where she speaks about how hard her marriage was, and how hard the seventh year with her husband was, and they were just fighting a lot, and at some point they were considering getting a divorce. And that is what I'm going to speak about when it comes to social media and it not being a real place. Because even though they were going through those issues, those problems, they went on a vacation and they posted on Instagram. The first thing that we thought was that everything was rosy, everything was nice. There are times where I post and my man and I are not talking or haven't been getting along for maybe 2 days or three, and I won't come on here and tell you guys. And in as much as I knew that, I still placed other YouTubers that I watch on a pedestal, and I still looked at their lives and thought that their lives are thriving and nothing is going wrong in their lives. So reading this book and realizing that when I thought Mpumi's marriage was at their peak, they were on vacation with their kids, everything was all nice and rosy, only for her to say that in that exact moment her and her man were not getting along and they wanted to separate. It was just such a punch in the face to make me realize that not everything we see is how it is or how we imagine it to be. There is an entire life that goes on behind the pictures that people post and the videos that people post. Even me, I'm not saying that people are faking. Nobody, not listen, what nobody's faking. I'm not saying that everyone is faking. I have never faked anything, and I think the biggest or the most frequent compliment that I get on my channel is how real I am. And I am literally as real as they come. But because my man and I are not social media, we are not a social media couple, I don't think I owe you guys our problems or to let you guys know when things are not going well. Even when I posted that we were almost homeless, in as much as I knew we were going to be okay eventually because God is good and He wasn't going to let us be stranded like that, I still felt like I could go on and just act as if um, things are okay and post the parts where I wasn't, I could act as if I wasn't stressed if I wanted to. But I felt this sense of just letting you guys know that life is not always what you see. And that was inspired by me reading Bumi book. And she spoke a lot about how she has always been perceived to be this girl that had everything figured out, which is true because we thought her life was just so perfect. She did not face any life challenges that we face. Even if she did, because she showed us the glamorous parts of maybe the final product, we always just thought that, hey, this girl has it all figured out. But she also went through problems that everyone else's went through, and we tend to take social media so literal that we think our life is so horrible because other people are not crying on social media, and that is not the case. People are crying behind closed doors, my love. That's all that I really grasped from all of this, and that is why I was inspired to show you guys that part of my life, was just to show you guys that like my life is not so rosy always. There are times where I am absolutely stressed, and at that time it was a time where I literally thought that we were going to downgrade when we already had in our minds that we were upgrading. And I wanted to show you guys the life in between. So I'm really glad that it was also received very well, and it was funny to see that a lot of people are definitely going through the most, and with me saying that I am also going through the most, it kind of gave them the opportunity to also express that they were not having a great time in their lives. And because I had shared it so publicly, it made them maybe to feel lighter and to recognize or realize that it's not just them who are currently having a stressful time. And that is the beauty of telling the truth, is releasing people from thinking that it's only them who their life is not going well. So I'm glad that I could relieve people, or kind of give people that grace, yeah, or it's not just you, because it's so hard thinking that life is going so not well for you only. So seeing that other people are also going through the most, not that you should rejoice gore le ba bangwe they're not having a good time, but it just gives you that like it removes that weight off of your shoulder, because when things are not going great for you and you see other people doing well, it will finish even more bad. And it's always better to know that you are not alone, and I'm glad that that video did that for other people. I use my foundation to conceal the upper parts of my brows. I'm not really quite happy with my brows today. They're not looking good at all, but I'm just gonna see as we progress what the fella guy. The second point that I learned from Boomie's book is setting boundaries or respecting other people's boundaries. Like, this topic is not really spoken about a lot, and we are not really advised on how to set boundaries and the importance of setting boundaries. I mean, I don't read a lot, so I think there are a lot of books that do talk about setting boundaries, which now after this book, I'm so inspired to read more books so that I can just learn a lot more. Because this book, Lord knows that I needed to read this particular book, because I learned quite a lot. Like, it made me so aware of a lot. But let me not ramble. Let's speak about setting boundaries. I think as people, we need to realize what we need to have boundaries for the betterment of our relationships or friendships or um whatever setting that we are put in. Like, we need to set boundaries for ourselves, boundaries for other people, and also we need to respect other people's boundaries. And another example that she spoke about was that she had a boundary. Her kids are the ones that taught her how to set boundaries, because she did not want people kissing her kids, and that was hard. It was one of the hardest boundaries that she um it wasn't one of the hardest boundaries, but that was one of the boundaries that she learned to put in place. Like, she set that boundary that people shouldn't kiss her kids, and that was obviously uncomfortable, since we know guys, they love kissing our kids. Hey, like, they love kissing our kids. And she made a point there where setting boundaries is not easy, it's very uncomfortable, but people that love you and people that respect you will learn and adjust to your boundaries. And I think a lot of us feel really offended when people said their boundaries. My eyebrows are not communicating. I did such a terrible job with these brows today. Ugh, guys, I think now they are cousins, okay? Isolate the enemies. Yeah, I think I learned that people's boundaries are their boundaries, and I need to stick by them. I need to respect them. I remember one of my siblings, like, she is so strict with boundaries. Like, she's such a boundary type of a person, and it's how we like to bash people for having boundaries. Like, we used to not understand some of her boundaries, because we were not really raised to have those particular boundaries. I'm not really going to name, but she stands on her boundaries. And since this book, I think I've learned that I need to learn to accept her boundaries and adjust to her boundaries and respect her boundaries just as they come, and not question them and not try and make her feel bad about those boundaries that she has. So yeah, I think that will also help me to live better around uh this sibling of mine, or to understand her a little bit better. And I need to learn how to respect her boundaries, and I hope all of us as siblings we will learn to respect each other's boundaries and live by them. Okay. Yeah, I think that's, and I think I learned, I think I used a lot of foundation. um And setting boundaries, I feel like it goes hand in hand in knowing who you are, what you like, what you do not like, what makes you feel uncomfortable, and what makes you feel happy. One boundary that I know that my man has and I stick by it is the one on about like social media. The fact that he is not a social media person, I've learned to respect that boundary. So yeah, I'm going to go in with my lighter concealer. Another big thing, the biggest thing that I've learned with this book is that I shouldn't be scared of dreaming or failing. Okay. And my whole life, I haven't really been a big dreamer. And I would like to blame it on the fact that in my family there has never been someone that did something out of the ordinary until recently. We know that Promise is a social media person. She is not really a corporate girly. She is doing corporate now. That is her traditional job, but she is one that has dreamt out of the box, guys. Like, she dreamt out of the box. She knows that corporate is not something that is for her. She's just doing it for now, as she is looking for other means of making money. So I think it's only now that dreaming and not doing the traditional jobs is a thing at home. It's still not a thing at home, but at least she has opened that door for us. So with Bumi's book, I've learned that as a woman, you also need to have dreams. Okay, you need to dream big, you need to have ambitions, you need to have interest, you need to have things that you are passionate about. My man has said this to me so many times, and I like saying that my man is a dreamer, which he is. So he has always preached that I need to dream. Like, I need to have dreams, I need to have goals. I shouldn't just be okay with the bare minimum, and that has never sunk in until now. And sometimes that's why, but sometimes you can try and advise a person as a teenage, but probably there's one person that says it once, just once, I'm teenage. So sometimes the information that you're trying to tell that person who constantly does not hear you, maybe you go from someone else. So with me, like, Mpumi has revoked that thing, those thoughts, those words that my man used to preach about. Like, you need to have dreams, you need to have something that drives you. I haven't been someone that was like that, and that, I think it was influenced by the fact that at home they are really in my family, not just my home, not just my parents' house, but in my family. I wanna I could look at and be like, oh my gosh, like, this person thought out of the box. All of us are just in traditional type of working environments. And yeah, I especially as a woman, guys, like, I was never told to dream big. I was never really advised to dream. I was never really exposed to books like that that would let me know that I need to dream and I need to have like big goals and all of this. I am really scared of dreaming, guys. I'm scared. It's not even a joke. I'm so scared of dreaming, and I think the biggest reason why is that I am scared of failing. Even when I write goals, or I manifest something, I'll always manifest the little things that I know I can reach or that seem to be possible. Like, I can't just have this big dream that I know is far-fetched, but just having that dream and thinking that you deserve that thing. And I have always thought that my life is going to be so basic. I'm just going to be a teacher that goes to school and back, and that's enough for me. This book has made me realize that as a woman, as a girl, you need to have dreams of your own. You need to think highly of yourself. You need to dream and think that you deserve those dreams that you're dreaming and work hard. I think I'm scared of also putting in the work, because what if I put in the work and still fail? I just need to really think highly of myself a bit more, because I don't think I do. I don't think I deserve big things, and I don't think I can work hard and I can be a working girly. I just always think of the bare minimum when I think about myself. Always been okay with accepting whatever that life gives me. And that is not okay. That is not okay. That is not a great mentality. In as much as I've always thought that I wanted to be independent and I wanted to do stuff by myself for myself, I just never really thought big enough. Why do we want to live life like we've lived it before? Like, why do we want the steps that we take to be so perfect as if we have lived life before? For this is our first time on earth, and we should allow ourselves to make mistakes and to go through all of that, and there's no shame in failing at something. The biggest thing is that you have tried and you thought that you could, and that's why you did it. Oh, Sana, my mic was flicking and the sound is definitely going to change. And another thing that this book taught me is therapy, or the importance of being self-aware. I think we haven't normalized going to therapy. Therapy will help you to be self-aware, like how Bumi speaks about how she's a therapized and overly therapized black woman was so inspiring, and how she spoke about therapy. She gave me that thing about Okara therapy like today. Like Okara therapy today. I still feel like that. I feel like asa o ka re nka for ya therapy kore ka ya ka nokwa ka dula fase ka bolela and someone listens to me. And yeah, I think most of us have suffered from one or two things in our past or even now that affect how we see life and how we respond to people and how our relationships are with people. But this thing I was born like that is, I don't think it's a real thing anymore. I don't think it's a real thing. I think everything was influenced by something that happened in your life. Some of the things that I do or how I respond to some of the things that my son does might alter how he sees life in future. So we should be self-aware, so that we can be able to treat people in our lives well, and understand them and also understand ourselves. And I feel like that will make relationships so much easier, friendships easy, and motherhood easy, guys. Being self-aware will just, I think it will help you to, yo guys, lip combo yam along. I think it will help you to parent your kid better. It will help you to love people around you better. It will help you to nurture relationships in your life better, respond to situations better, to trust yourself a little more. Trust yourself a little bit more. So yeah, I think therapy is really, really important. I think she highlighted that a lot in her book, and it has really inspired me to look into going to therapy the first minute I can. So yeah, this is me saying, if you have the means to go to therapy, it's not even a shame. I think you should just do it and not wait for a big moment to happen in your life so that you can go and see someone or talk to someone about that thing. And another thing that I have learned from Boomie's book is that I don't think everything is complete. Do I want to think maybe I should do a little eyeliner? I think also my makeup craves lashes and eyeliner right now. So I think I'm gonna go in with that. My last point, which is we need to give people grace. We need to understand where people are coming from a little bit more instead of always being ready to dish out judgment. We need to understand that some things that people do is not because they're just mean people. They are advised by the experiences that they've once been in, or the environment that they grew up in, or whatever the case is. Like, I just look at let me say, for example, these kids that are dating older men. You know, this thing is not normal, okay? Being attracted to someone 20 something years, and for me, according to me, that thing is not normal. That thing was influenced by something, or the child was groomed, or whatever the case is. I don't think those things are normal. So instead of looking at these kids and just judging them, just give them a little bit of grace. And also, when you see people selling themselves for money, and people that are the slay queen they date Nigerians for money, and there's absolutely nothing wrong about dating out of your race, by the way. But I mean those people that are just dating foreigners for money, or dating older people for money, and I'm only attracted to people that are 35 years older than me or more. Like, those things are not normal. And what I saw in Bumi's book was that she was also she once also had a bad relationship with sex. She was a sex addict because she was raped before. So it made me to realize that we need to give people grace. And also the fact that she is bossy, she is competitive, she's all of these things. I feel like a lot of people on social media just judged her without knowing where that came from. So that made me to give her so much grace and understand her a little bit more. And it just made me realize that even people even with other people that I see them behaving a certain way that according to me is not normal, I still need to give them grace. And like, I need to give people grace. Judging should be something that I think about the least, okay? And just give people grace. We just need to give people grace, and everything does not just happen. And what I didn't that, but not I just normal. This person cannot sleep with multiple people like this, and then in normal. This person cannot just drink alcohol and have such a bad relationship with alcohol. In normal. We should just give people grace and understand that their decisions were informed by things that happened in their past, or something that they saw others doing, or maybe that thing was normalized in their community while they were growing up, or whatever the case is. So I think it has taught me to just have grace towards other people, extend grace, less judgment, and just see the good in people. And yeah, this book was so good. I think I can say a lot more, And I think another thing that she has taught me was that reading books is so important. It will help you, it will open you up to a different world. It will make me see that being a dreamer as a woman and having goals and aspirations and wanting to have a life outside the traditional jobs that a woman should have. And also it has released me from thinking that I'm a bad woman for not wanting to do certain things that are for tradition, that are meant for women according to our society. For example, I think cleaning my house, doing chores, washing laundry, and all of these things, I think I have felt bad that I have someone that does that for me while I am a stay-at-home girlfriend. And this book solidified that thing. You are not a bad woman, you just don't like doing those things. And if they are resources for you, or there's money that can help you not do those things, child, don't be ashamed that you don't want to do those. I want to be a woman that does things for herself, that is independent, that is beautiful, and that thinks highly of themselves. I want to be a very educated woman, a very smart woman, a woman that dreams big, a woman that has goals, a woman, I can go on and on and on and on. And I think that's what this book did for me. So guys, I tried using that eyebrow pencil under my eyelids as an eyeliner. I think it did damage than good, more damage than good. I don't know, you guys will let me know. But I think that's about it with my face. But with that point, I was still saying that I think as women we need to stop thinking so low of ourselves. We need to dream big, we need to reach our full potential. We shouldn't just see ourselves as helpers that will help our men who are big dreamers to grow and do all of those things. I think we need to do it for ourselves, unless if you have dreams of being a simple woman and just being a woman that is all merry and a housewife or whatever the case is. That's okay if that's what you really want and that's what you think God wants for you. But I think God wants a little bit more for myself, and I think that's why he's exposing me to a world of reading books and exposing me to people like Boomie, guys. Like, I don't really know what I'm going to do after this. Today, where I stand, these are my thoughts, and I think and I pray and I hope that my thoughts will remain this way, because they are making me feel good already. The idea of being a self-aware queen, being a dreamer, and being an amazing girl that I know that I have the potential of being, you know what, I think 2025 is about to be good. I think 2025 is about to be my year. And also, I should also highlight that my sister Promise, like, she also has just discovered a layer of herself that she did not know existed. She is also peeling off that layer of just being a traditional wife that does not have dreams and goals. Like, she's going all in. And in as much as we laugh at her ideas, sometimes we're just like, how you're always thinking business. And that comes from the fact that we really did not expect that from someone that grew up in a family that we grew up in. So sometimes when she speaks business, we kind of want to laugh, because we're just like, girl, everything is business to you. And now, after reading this life-changing book, I support every little business idea that she has. I am pro, yes, queen, yes, you can, yes, give it a try. It doesn't matter if it fails. Oksalayo, you thought of that idea and you thought highly of yourself and you thought that you deserve to have that kind of business. Doesn't matter if it failed. So yeah guys, that's about it. Thank you for watching this video. Absolutely hope that you enjoyed it and you were able to grasp information here and there, because I realized that I turned to ramble quite a lot, and I hope I'll be able to edit it and put my thoughts together very well and post it for you guys. But yeah, if you